That way, if they want to know the announcement, they need to like watch the whole training.
Yeah. Okay, so we're recording now, so we're not going to do the announcement up front. We're going to make y'all watch the whole recording, and then you have to wait for the announcement at the end. It's super, super exciting. It was Catherine's idea, so I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be exciting.
No.
Let me see if I can say exciting one more time. Okay, so
How many times will you say exciting?
I know. I'm trying to widen my vocabulary because I feel like I use the same words over and over. It's either awesome, super excited. Okay, so tonight we're going to chit chat about posting because I always get a lot of questions about posting, like how do you know what to post? You know, using emojis, not using emojis, breaking up paragraphs, like all the different things when it comes to posting. So we're just going to do a really in-depth training on that. Number one, you just have to stop second guessing yourself. And we all have done it. You know, I wasn't always great at posting. Catherine wasn't always good at posting. It's just something that you kind of like, you practice with, you try different things, you find your groove. And then eventually you kind of find your style. I feel like that I'm very comfortable where I'm at with posting. And it just is like second nature to me now. And that just comes from time, that comes from practice, that comes from finding your own groove. And when I used to post, I used to second guess myself all the time, you guys. And I know people who do this where they write out a post, they read it, they're like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. They erase the whole thing and then they start all over. And the next thing you know, it's been an hour and you still haven't posted anything. I used to do this because I would second guess myself all the time. You just got to stop. If you write out a post, it was on your heart, it was true to who you were in that moment, push send. If it's bad, it's bad. If you don't get a lot of likes on it, who cares? It's just about doing it, putting it out there, and not second guessing yourself, you know. And in the next post you do, you want to change it up a little bit, do that. But make sure that you just stop second guessing yourself because you're spending so much time when really you could sit down in 10 minutes, write out something, send it, and just be done with it. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Catherine's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. There's posts that I put out there to this day that was like, I thought that was good, but that really kind of tanked. Won't write it like that again. So, I mean, it's just about practicing, figuring out your groove, what you want to say, what you're comfortable with saying. So just stop second guessing yourself. We do it a lot in this business. And it's just important to be true to yourself. If that's how you're feeling in that moment, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And one of the most important things is being yourself, being authentic. You know, there's nothing wrong with going to a leader's page and looking at how they post and how they word things and, you know, using it as inspiration, but you definitely don't want to copy it. And you need to be aware because, you know, if you look at a post and you're like, oh, that's really good, I want to take inspiration from that. But then you start using words that they use and it doesn't sound like you. So when your followers are reading it, they're like, that doesn't even sound like how she talks. Like if you go live or you're in your stories and stuff and they're like, she doesn't even talk like that. They're going to assume that you copied it and that you weren't being your true self. So just be aware of, like, if you do take inspiration, make sure that you are speaking how you would speak, talking how you would talk, using words that you would use. I was just saying that I need to try to start using other words other than awesome and freaking cool and or excited, because I say them all the time, but my readers know that. They know that, like, if I started using really big words and just being very, like, you know, intellectual on my post, they'd be like, what is Felicia doing? Because that's just not me. Let's see. I did take notes so I wouldn't be all over the place. And real simply put, posting is just telling a story, you guys. Once you can get down to telling your story in several different ways, it's going to become natural for you. You're going to, like for me, Maggie has all these pictures. Sorry, I gotta put you out there, Mags, but she has all these pictures from the platinum party or whatever. And she's like, I don't know what to use for these. I don't know what to post with them. And so like she was showing me the pictures and I was like, oh, da, 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 da. And like I literally was just speaking out the post to her because it just comes so naturally to me. I was like, ooh, that'd be a good business post. And then you could talk about this in this post and you can do this in this post. And like it just flows out of my mouth. So ideas for posting. You literally can post about anything, you guys. Anything that has to do with you, your life, what you like, hobbies, dinner, kids, exercise, health, love, animals, your story, jewelry, makeup, skincare, business, goals, achievements, struggles, going live. Like you literally can post anything. There's times where I'll take a really good picture and I'll just put a post on it, or not a post, a quote. I will tell my epilepsy story. I will tell my network marketing story. I talk about my kids, funny conversations I have with my kids. I talk about my health journey, because, nutrition is very, very important to me. You can talk about cleaning. Like, what is your daily routine like? There's literally because I feel like when I get questions about, well, I don't know what to post, it's because you think you have to post about Bellamy and you don't know what to say. But you don't have to post about Bellamy. This isn't meant for you to be a billboard with Bellamy. This is meant for you to incorporate Bellamy into your life, but still letting people know who you are. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time? Where are you going? What do you want out of life? What excites you? What gets you out of bed in the mornings? These are the things that you want to share with your followers because to get to know you. People buy from people they like, know, and trust. And if they don't know who you are, or if all they see is Bellamy posts or Bellamy, products on your page, they don't know who you are. They look at you at just a sales ad, and a lot of people will unfollow you or delete you as a friend, period. Even as a network marketer, I don't like the people that spam my newsfeed or, the newsfeed with damn corporate graphics nonstop. Do you want to lose 30 pounds with me? No, I don't. No. So it's just about, think of it like getting, your followers getting to know who you are. What do you want to share with them? It can be something like the other day, I was talking about the new reboot of the 90210. That's something I'm like super pumped about. And I was like, that's a huge thing. Like, people are going to be able, people watch TV. People love, new shows that are coming out and stuff. So like I just shared, I was like, who's pumped for this 90210 reboot? I'm a little nervous. I did not like it, but that was something I shared that had nothing to do with Bellamy, but it was just a little piece of me that people got to, look into. Horror movies is a big thing for me. I knit, I crochet. I'm a huge movie buff. Like, these are little things that you could be sharing with people that could be a post. You could talk about why you prefer horror movies over comedy movies. Why do you like to knit and crochet, but you don't know how to sew? Like, you can twist and turn all of these different things to make posts. Your posts should just be you letting your friends know who you are, what you're about, what you like. We do I do an introduction post like once a month. Like, hey, welcome to my page. This is me. This is what I'm about. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. You can ask yourself these questions, what's important to you? What are your hobbies? What TV shows, movies do you like? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What makes you you? I get a lot of people who are like, I'm boring. I don't have anything. We're all made up of something. We all have different things that we like. You may think you're boring. I mean, I think I'm boring. I don't do anything. I sit at home. I knit and crochet. Like, who wants to hear Fifi talk about knitting and crocheting 24/7? Like, I'm pretty sure no one does. But there's different pieces of me. I like to laugh, but on the other side, I love a really good gory horror movie. Like, I'm a little demented and twisted, but there's just little different, and you don't have to get super personal, you guys. I feel like people are so scared because they're like, oh, I don't want to share my life with people. Pick little things, TV shows, movies, socks. Like, people know I love flamingos. God, flamingos are my favorite. People know I love Paris, the Eiffel Tower. You know, like for me, like looking at Catherine, I know Catherine is like the queen of staple earrings. This girl has all the earrings in the world. She has a different pair of earrings on every single day. And that's something so small. When I think of Catherine, I think of staple earrings. Like she has all different colors, all different types. So it's just about like sharing those little pieces of yourself with your followers and allowing them to get to know you. I do want to say that there is, in Bella Boss Babes, if you want to check it out, we used to have these old monthly pushes that are still there where she has the documents, where she has post ideas. So at any point in time you feel like you don't know what to post, you can go look those up. And I used to print them out even when it wasn't the month. I think the last one they did was like February push or something. But you can look in the units and find it, because I think it goes all the way back to like October or whatever. But she literally like writes out for a post a day, 30 different ideas for you to make a post on. So at any point in time you feel like, I don't know what to post, go to that, pick an idea and make a post out of it. I've done that before, because sometimes you just get busy. Life gets in the way, it gets crazy, and I don't know what to post. So I'm just like, let me go to this list, look at something real quick. And then one of the biggest, I think one of my favorite one of my favorite posts to make is my story. And this can be your network marketing story. This could be your life story. This could be a struggle you got over. This could be something that you achieved. But I like to do kind of like my network marketing story, you know, through epilepsy and things that I've overcome and what this industry has helped me with. And I know that can seem be repetitive, but if you write your story, you have to learn to write your story in different ways. There's days where I focus solely on my epilepsy story. And then there's days where I'll solely focus on being a stay-at-home mom, or I'll solely talk about my anxiety journey or my depression journey. You know, or, you know, becoming a widow at 30, like the journey through that and things that I had to overcome with that. It's just about finding, you know, different stories that you can tell to let people in a little bit. And like I said, I don't talk about being a widow a lot because it's a very hard subject for me. So like if there's something that you're not comfortable with sharing, don't share it, you know. Just figure out things that you are comfortable with sharing and making sure you're doing that. And one of I've read lots of articles on how to post, how to be a storyteller, and a lot of it stems from kind of like blog style posts, but always starting off with like the past, the present, and then the future. Like where you were, what you're doing now, and what you're working toward is the easiest way. Like do a short little paragraph on where you were, short little paragraph on what you're doing now, and short little paragraph of what you're working towards. And there's your post about your story. And you also need to be aware of what your market is. You know, let's see, so I'm a mom of teenage boys. So a lot of my friends on my page are moms of older kids. So it wouldn't be very smart of me to make posts that are geared towards like college students, because that's not my market. I don't know what it's like to be a college student. I became a mom at 20. I didn't go to college. I went to like nursing school for a little bit. So it wouldn't behoove me to make a post about college life, or, you know, when all my friends on my page are moms. So you need to know your market, know who you're writing your post to. And that's another thing. Like you need to envision, like, if you see somebody on your page that is struggling financially, look at the things that they talk about and then gear your post towards them. Like pretend like you're writing to them, and you're using points that like they talked about. Like if a mom, if I saw a mom that was like, you know, I'm so tired of struggling, working paycheck to paycheck, like I hate missing my kids, you know, it sucks. Like, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. I would make a post about how I'm able to stay at home and see my kids every single day, how I'm not tired because I don't have to wake up to an alarm clock, because I get to make my own schedule. I get to work on my own time. I get to do all the daily things with my kids. And then at night when I'm laying in bed, I can work my business. So just knowing who you're talking to, knowing your perfect biz partner, what, like an avatar. I know that I've talked about this before, but figuring out who your perfect person would be, for me, Maggie and Catherine are like my, I don't know, twins. We're all very similar. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about this before, how you attract who is like you. And we're very like low key, laid back, like, we're grandmas. We're the grandma club. We go to bed early. Like, we're just very quiet, and we're like introverts, but we still know how to talk to people and do what needs to get done. So you definitely like attract those type of people, people that are like you, and you just want to be aware of that. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Maggie, I know you were super, super interested in this one. Do you have any questions? I'll give her a few minutes. But it's just super important to be yourself. These posts can be long, they can be short. There's sometimes where I personally don't post unless I feel called to post. So like, if I see something that inspires me, I'm like, oh, that would be a really good post. That's when I post. I never force myself to post. I'm never like, oh, I got to get a post out. Like, I don't post unless I'm called to post, unless I feel inspired, unless I see something and I'm like, ooh, that's a topic I want to talk on. And that's when you see the most genuine parts of me. That's when you can tell like what I'm writing, what my post is about comes from my heart. Because you don't want to come off fake. You don't want to come off phony. You don't want to make false statements. People want to see realistic stuff. You don't want to go on and be like, oh, I'm doing so good. I love my business. I'm getting paid thousands of dollars, da, 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 da. Like, you don't want to make false statements, because to be honest, that's not realistic. What's realistic is a stay-at-home mom who has 4 kids, 3 dogs, watches her nephew and struggles to balance, the business life with the mom life. And, sometimes gets in her head, but she still pushes and fights for her dreams every day. That's what is relatable. That's what people can relate to. When you have it all and you're like, oh, it's so great, it's so perfect, people can't relate to that, because they're like, well, I could never do that. So you want to be yourself. You want to be authentic. I made a post today about vision. And, my vision is to walk across the stage someday. I want to lead a team full of thousands of people. And it hasn't happened yet. People know that, but that's what I'm fighting for. That's why I push every day. I want to have my own team retreats. I want to spoil you guys. I want to, take vacations with my family. I don't want to have to look at my bank account when I go to the grocery store. I don't want to be in a situation like I am now, where we're fighting to find a house because we can't buy one yet. I don't want to have to worry that if Brian loses his job, we're going to be screwed. I don't want to have to drive around in a wrecked ass car because we can't afford the deductible. So like, these are just things that people can relate to, and you want to share that. You want to share who you are. You want to share what's on your heart. You want to be authentic with people, because that's when people, will reach out to you, will talk to you, will be like, wow, she seems like a really cool. I get this all the time. People message me and they'll be like, you seem like you're so much like me. I just want to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And it's just from being quirky and myself. I know a lot of people are scared to go live, but if you can do it, I highly suggest it. I've gotten a lot of my potentials from going live, and I'll tell you why. It's not because my lives are perfect. It's not because I don't get nervous. I don't always have a backdrop. I go live doing my laundry, y'all. I go live cleaning the boys' bathroom. I go live cooking dinner, knowing that everybody knows I hate cooking dinner. And the only reason I go live is so that I can cook dinner for my family, because otherwise I probably wouldn't even cook. But that's just me being real and authentic and sharing like my crazy life with people, and people appreciate that and they can relate to that. And it's funny and it's quirky, and like my kids are in the lives with me. Everybody loves Jordan, which is just crazy to me that I'll go live by myself and it's like 100 views. I go live with Jordan, it's like 1,000. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But people love that our relationship, we're so close with each other. So it's just finding your niche, your thing, your groove, and just practice. 10 posts from today is going to, that didn't make any sense. But like, you post today, I can't talk. Tomorrow's post is going to be better than today's post. 2 days from now, it's going to be better than tomorrow's post. You just got to keep getting at it. Like if you scroll back to 2 years ago when I was with my very first company, I will not drop their name, but my posts were horrible. Like the corporate graphics, copy and paste posts, like they were awful. And then once I got with my second company and they were teaching attraction marketing, it got a little bit better. My pictures were horrible. I was still like posting dumb pictures, but like it gets better over time. You learn, you practice, and I don't learn constantly, but like if I see an article about attraction marketing, like I take a look at it. I take a couple nuggets from it. I watch a video that'll pop up, where somebody's really good at attraction marketing, or I'll go to somebody's Instagram and I see what kind of pictures they take and, how their layout is and what their captions are. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, I like how she's captions this. I like how she spaces this. I'm going to start trying to do that. So it's just about learning, trial and error. You will never get good at this if you don't fail. Like you have to try things. Okay, that was weird. But you have to try things to figure out what works for you. If you don't try, you're never going to know. I can't tell you how many times me and Catherine have been like, all right, so my message is this. What are you doing? And then she's like, well, that didn't work for me. What's working for you? And then I'm like, well, try this message. This worked for a little while. We've tried different sample messages. We've tried different reach out messages. We've tried posting differently. We tried to figure out the story views on Instagram algorithm for, I don't know for how long. We were trying hashtags, we were trying different features. Like we were trying so much different stuff. Granted, we didn't figure out the story algorithm, but it's about like trial and error and figuring out what works for you and what gets you more views. Even going back to your posts and seeing like, okay, well, this post did really, really good. Let me look at this post and see what I did in this. And that way you can try to do more of that. And then like look at the posts that don't do very good and be like, okay, they did not like this. I need to stop doing whatever this is. And if it's like, oh, these pictures are really, really good, that's why they're doing better, then be more aware of taking better pictures. Y'all, I get compliments on my pictures all the time. I don't even know what it is. I've been asked if I have a photographer and I'm like, yeah, me, my tripod, and that's it. I take pictures with my iPhone. That's it, y'all. I try different things. I'll put it up at the top. I will set it up somewhere. One day, like I sat on the floor, I grabbed my fake sunflower out of the vase and I put the sunflower so it was covering my face. And so it was like this bright yellow. And then like I was sitting on this white rug. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. How'd you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just sat on the floor and put a sunflower in my face. You just got to get creative and do different things. This house is not the most lit. I do have a ring light, but like, it's just getting creative, trying different angles in the house, trying different presets, trying, different colors, different outfits. Like I go outside a lot and do little photo shoots and I'll take like 20 or 30, 40 pictures to figure out, to get a good one. So it's just about being creative and finding out what works for you, really. And I think that's all I have to say. I guess Maggie doesn't have a question. So I think that's all I got. Oh yeah, our announcement. I almost forgot about that. Catherine, do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
I can do it. So also guys, I'm just gonna add one thing to what Felicia was saying is
just be consistent. If you're going to post every other day, post every other day. You know, if that's what's going to help you get to where you need to be as far as posting, do the dang thing. I personally, like Fee said, don't post all the time just when I feel like it. But if you need to be strict with yourself and say every other day I'm going to post, whether it's an inspirational quote or whatever, to kind of help get you going, do it. Don't be afraid. You'll get there. So just be consistent with whatever you're doing, whether it's going on a whim and that's your consistency, or every other day or something like that is your consistency, because that's super important too.
To touch base on that, like, definitely don't be like, oh, well, Felicia said only post when I feel called to, and like you only post like once a week. Like, I definitely know that, like, on Facebook, I post every single day. I know I need to get at least one post out. On Instagram, I post every other day, like mandatory every other day. Sometimes it might be every day, but I know for a fact I have to at least get something out every other day. So I know those things about me, because you have to show up every day. Like, you can't just post once a week. So in my head, like, I knew today was going to be a rough day for me health-wise, because I was shaking yesterday. So I had already knew that I was going to post today about vision, and I picked out my pictures last night. Like, I went through my pictures last night laying in bed. I already had my picture set up that all I had to do was like write out my post. Because I knew today was going to be a rough day, but I knew I still had to show up on Facebook, because my Facebook people, if I miss one day, they'll be in my inbox like, are you okay? So definitely use that. Like, every day, every other day. I would never go more than 2 days without posting. That's just my personal preference. Because if people start watching you and then they're like, oh, well, she doesn't post but like once or twice a week. Like, is she really serious about this? So I would definitely say never go more than 2 days without posting.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that because consistency is a big thing with posting too.
Yeah.
But now for the important, fun part of this. That's why you all watched this long. So this weekend, and we're going to start this tomorrow on Friday, we are going to do a fun little weekend push with a prize. So what that means is we want you to be interacting in the team chats, coming on our group, watching this training, interacting on the posts that are happening. I know I just scheduled a post for tomorrow morning in our team page. So making sure you're being interactive. And also these are going to count, these types of things are going to count for our big thing this month too, that we're doing at the end of the month. Any sales that you make. So we really want you to push for sales, following up with people you've sent samples to, anyone who has shown interest on maybe wanting a sample or maybe wanting a lip gloss. Follow up with them, get with them, follow up with your customers, interact with your customers, and see if you can make those sales. That's the whole point of this push. We want you to pull in as much volume as possible so you can get your business off strong. We're almost halfway through the month. So if you're sitting at a big old goose egg, let's fix that this week.
Yeah.
I know for me, sometimes the beginning of the month is kind of just like slow, but the whole point is to be sustainable throughout the month. So you're not staying up till 3 a.m. on the last day of the month, pushing for whatever you're pushing for. You want to be able to hit those things as you go. So that's the whole point of this whole weekend push. Yeah. And what we're going to be giving away.
It's so cute.
Is this super Bellamy makeup bag. And this is a pretty big makeup bag. I can fit the whole collection and like a plethora of other things in here. So we're going to be giving away one of these that has Bellamy on the front and back. And that's what you will be winning. So we're going to keep track of everyone who's interacting on the pages and the chats. And then of course, obviously in our back, see what's kind of coming through. So let's do it. Let's push this weekend and let's get some sales. Yeah. Let's build your business.
Yes. And I'll probably maybe do like a work Zoom on Saturday or Sunday to, just kind of work together and push, and definitely utilize us, you guys, especially a lot of like the new people. If you're getting samples out and you don't know how to follow up, you don't know what to say, or you need help selling the deal, like that's what we're here for. Message us, ask us, screenshot, put us in 3-way chats. Whatever you need to do, let us help you get those customers, bring in those partners. If you have somebody that you are scared to reach out to because you think they'd be a really good partner, but you don't know what to say, like, let us know and we can help you. That's what we're here for. So So definitely utilize us, message us. You can message in the team chat. You can message us personally. That's our job. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We want to help your business thrive and grow and get to where you want it to be. So
yeah,
let us help you.
Yay. Our team is growing.
We're growing, guys, and it's really exciting. And I know my team grew a lot last month, and I just want everyone to be able to have the success that they want to have. So whether we're doing a weekend push or a big giveaway, do everything that you can to either win the prize or get to where you want to get, because maybe you don't win whatever we're giving away, but you have done solid things to help build your business that month, and that's the important thing, that you're doing those things. So
absolutely. And I know that me and Catherine are in it, but I know that like Allie's team is doing like a huge beauty bash push. I think it's going to be next Sunday. But I think that's right. Next Sunday.
The 18th.
Yeah.
I think is what they said.
$10 to join. And the only reason it costs money is because we're all putting our money together so that we can purchase all these like big prizes. I know that when we did like the team wide, when it was AJ's, I mean, there was AirPods, there was Kate Spade, bags, there was Tory Burch sandals. Like there was a lot of really cool stuff. And it's exciting because once you pay your $10 and you can bring in all your potentials to this one group, and we're going to go live, we're going to share the products, we're going to share the business. They're going to be able to enter in giveaways just by commenting. And so it's super, super exciting. It's a really great way to get your potentials in one place and kind of let us sell it for you. And then they have a chance to win all these awesome prizes. We're going to have graphics for you guys to use. Excuse me. But I've done these before. They can be really, really fun and really grow your business really, really fast because we have that momentum, that excitement. People are seeing that and they're just like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. So if you're interested in that and you haven't joined or you don't know how to get into it, let me or Catherine know and we can get you in. I threw it in the team chat, like the link, or not the link, but the Venmo to pay your $10 so that you can get in. If you guys need that again, just let us know. And we'll make sure that we get everybody in there that we can. I'm super excited for it.
And if you're putting people in there, make sure you keep track of who you were putting in there so you can follow up with them throughout the event or after the event, especially if they don't order or do anything. You can still follow up with them and see if they have questions and stuff like that. So make sure you keep track of everyone you put in there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's all I have. I am going to head to bed now. I still feel very under the weather, and apparently we might be moving in less than like 7 days. So this is going to be interesting. So I hope that helped everybody. Again, if you have any specific questions about posting or ideas or whatever, feel free to use our team chat for any help. And I hope you guys rock out this weekend push. It's going to be so exciting. Make sure you're interacting. Make sure you're asking for help. And I will keep y'all updated on when we can do a work Zoom this weekend and grind it out together. I love you guys. Everybody have a good night.
Bye.